Okay, there you go. Okay, please rename yourselves as always. And, oops, here is today's agenda. And I threw it in the chat a couple of seconds ago. Can somebody who downloaded a copy please throw it in again? That'll be appreciated. This timetable is reasonably accurate, but it may be up plus or minus a few minutes here and there. Our first order of business. Before we get started, I have one tiny but important business here. Since this is a special election year, I've invited the candidates for Districts 4, 33, and 39 to be present, as well as our own District 57 candidates. When I call your name, please turn on your camera, introduce yourselves to the position, your name, the position you're running for, which district you're from, and which district you're running in for next year. This will be important because depending on where your club is, that's the candidate you'll be voting for potentially for District 57. And also, here's the twist, 2 words to describe yourself that have nothing to do with Toastmasters. So, on the hot seat first, by alphabetical order, is Maureen Filler for Maureen, all you.
Okay. District Director running in District 205, currently Program Quality Director, District 57. 2 words about me, crazy cat lady. It's actually 3.
All right. Is Donna Lewis here? Okay, Donna Lewis doesn't appear to be here. I think she said that she had a deck meeting to go to. So Donna Lewis is from District 39. She is also running for District Director for 206. And her 2 words were creative and mom. Okay, next up is Denise Singh. Is Denise Singh here? Going once, going twice. Okay, Denise is running for District Director of 205, and I did not reach her in time to get her 2 words. Right. Is Nadine Hammer here? This is what happens when you send the invites out at 5:30 this morning. And as the hosting district director, I'm told that I need to give people who are running equal opportunity to be present today. Okay, and then Greg Morrow is the 206 Program Quality Director candidate. Nadine was the Program Quality for 205, and Greg's 2 words were passionate and nerdy. Okay. And then we have, is Oksana Lin here? Going once, going twice. Oksana is running for Club Growth Director for 206. Is Rajesh Mathrani here? Okay, it was unlikely because I didn't have contact information for them, but I had to ask anyway. Next up is Rajesh is 205's Club Growth Director candidate from District 4, and Oksana is 206's Club Growth Director candidate from 39, I think. But next up is Lisa Thompson, who I know is here.
Yes, Jeff, I am here. I am Lisa Thompson. I am running for Club Growth Director in 206. I'm currently the PRM in District 57 for my 2nd year. And I have 2 words, determined and resilient. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, thank you very much. Is Daniel Waz here? Sounds like somebody needed to wake him up. Well, Daniel Waz is running for Club Growth Director, and his two words, I'm sure he'll figure them out eventually, but hopefully one of them is not sorry. And finally, last but not least, Deborah Weiner, who I can see on my screen.
Hello, everyone. I am currently the I'm the acting Club Growth Director for D57 this year, and I have been a past new community club chair. And my 2 words are,
2 words, good, Zero.
are committed and collaborative.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you, candidates, for letting me put you on the spot since none of you saw this coming. All right, on to the regular part of the programming. Good luck in the elections, and I know that our DLC chairs will tell you when the meetings to vote and the candidate showcases are later in this meeting. That's one of the reasons we're here today. Okay. This is the State of the Union as of April 1st. We'll need about 4 new clubs, a little over 700 new members, and while it doesn't show here, we're at 39 clubs with enough points to be distinguished, assuming you qualify for the membership goals. I know what you're thinking. How do we find 700 people between now and June 30th? Well, the answer is we don't find them by not trying. If we manage to charter the 4 sub-clubs we needed at minimum, that's 320 right there. But also, anyone who put in their dues on the last day didn't count it. So here we are as of yesterday. We only need 541 new members somehow. That's good news. The bad news is that instead of 103 clubs being in good standing, we dropped down to 92. So there are 11 clubs out there that didn't get to 8 members on time and aren't there yet. In most cases, that's not as hard as it looks. If we are in October, we can get there in April, because that 103 is our status back on April 1st. And when we had the renewal just now, not everyone renewed on time. All right. Division and area directors. To find out if your club is on a list of clubs that are short, go to the link at the top of your screen, dashboards.toastmasters.org/division/ASPX ID equals 57. And click on division and area requirements as it shows. And you'll see for your area that in the April column shows you whether your clubs have actually paid on time for April or not. 1 and in April means that the club just didn't get the renewals in on time. 2 means the club is in trouble. Take a moment to check your area when you can to know who to reach out to. All right. That being said, here's the official list of distinguished clubs as of today. At the distinguished level, we have 6 clubs that have earned 5 distinguished club points, which means you're doing it right by your members. On the right side, we have the clubs that are right on the edge of distinguished. One of them is my home club, South Bay Toastmasters. And I know we're going to make it because 3 of us just started a brand new path. It does, in fact, take a village. Speaking of which, I want to give a shout out to Clotmasters, who dropped to 0 members back in January. But in February, one of the 4 members reached out to me and they said, hey, how do we get reinstated? And they threw together a brand new cohort of 20 people, and they're sitting at 27 members right now and 3 DCP points. So they got a shot at being distinguished. Area directors, never give up on your clubs until they're absolutely gone. Okay? All right. Next, before we're going to go, wait, only 6 clubs? Here's a list of clubs that are going above and beyond. Select Distinguish is 7 goals achieved, and so the clubs in italics are the overachievers that are just missing members, really. And under President Distinguished, which is 9 goals, by the way, shout out to Rocket Electric, who were about to close 2 years ago, and now they're shooting for President's Distinguished. They just need a couple of members. A year, a motivated club president, and a rocking area director can do wonders. And if any members of Andishare are here, please check your membership list to make sure that everyone renewed. You have 10 points, and you are the top earner in District Bucks this year. But 11 members are a titanic lift that will get you smedley distinguished. So if you have to check out on the couch cushions for members, please do so. All right. Moving on. The last thing I want to talk about here is for the area directors in the audience. Since today is midway through April, that means you have 6 weeks, give or take, to finish out your club visits. We need to get to 75% or better to be completed for the end of May, and I'd appreciate if we can get this done by the conference so we can just celebrate a job well done. And I know at least Nitin is in the office. I didn't see whether Amanda showed up, but I have a special shout out to pass along to you from our international director, who wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that the 2 of you were the fastest to finishing all your area club reports months ago. So basically, Congratulations and well done. Doesn't mean you can't go back again, but again, you get noticed in places you don't recognize. All right. And if you weren't sure what this is all for, I want to highlight Area A35. Is Area Director Kishore Subramanian in the room? Well, if you are, you've got the first area to qualify for Distinguished. All you need to do is file your club visit reports. Congratulations in advance, sir. This is what success looks like. And I would be remiss not pointing out that the star bonus there is for a Smedley Distinguished Club. This is the first year they're doing this. This is 25 members and 10 DCP points. And also, that is Kishore's home club. So not only is he an area director, but he's also the club president. This is what success can look like. And I imagine that he has to sleep sometime. One last thing before we move out to Marine. I have a moment of gratitude to share. Snuck into the top of that list there is Top of the Hill. And that's the Toastmasters Club that I coach. I've been their coach since August 2023 when I was Division A director, so it's been a couple of years. And with a whole lot of encouragement and stubborn patience and a last push from Daniel we got across the finish line. And that means I get my coaching credit. And that means that as soon as I file my reports, I have my DTM. I'm very humbled by that and the work that the club did on my behalf. It can be done, and now I'm done. Over to Maureen.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Welcome, everyone. Next slide, please. Okay. This is a final tally of the Club Officer Training Round 2. As of March 31st, 62% of our D57 clubs had 4 or more officers trained. That's a total of 64 clubs. That's actually great. 20 clubs had 7 of 7. 14 had 6 of 7. 13 had 5 of 7. And 17 additional ones had 4 of the 7. That's a lot of clubs. If you think that your clubs should have more and you look at that final list, let me know. There is a process I can do if we determine that credit was missed. It's a lengthy process, but I'm willing to do it to help you. Next slide, please. Spring conference. As you know, our conference will be, or may or may not know, Saturday, May 16th of 2026 at the DoubleTree in Wine Country, which is in Rohnert Park, California. We have our keynote, Michael Notaro, who is a past international president and very active in District 57. Our theme is Carrying the Torch, Honoring the Past, Igniting the Future. We want to make our conference as memorable as possible. Part of that has to do with a legacy project that was created by District 4, Nadine Hammer, the current district director, and we have been working with her to put together a book, like a yearbook of sorts, featuring stories, testimonials, photos, things that highlight our respective districts as we're combining. There was an email sent out on one of the digests from Jeff. If you haven't responded, I'll ask Jeff to comment if you still have time. If you have stories you want us to include, don't hesitate, reach out. We do need a few more volunteers to make it happen and make it great. If you are interested in helping and volunteering your time before with the planning for the conference and on site at the conference, reach out to our conference chairs, Tiffany Don Jones or Charles Heron or me. And I believe we have one more slide. Thank you, Jeff.
All right, Charles is actually in the meeting as well. So if you want to private message him, it's also a direct route. And there's your slide.
Thank you. Yes. And this was added recently. There's a great session happening tonight. It's called It's a Brand New Day, New Member Orientation Program. The program will feature Toastmaster pathways, mastering meeting roles, making the most of your membership, and success stories. That will be tonight, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. And I don't see on this flyer how to register. Is there a link, Jeff?
It's in the calendar right now.
Oh, it's in
And
the
the calendar
calendar right
has
now.
an open Zoom link as well. And let me throw that
Okay,
in the
perfect.
chat. Figure out a way to do that without
It's sort of
disrupting
in
the
the
slides.
chat. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do
And
this in a bit. Okay, that is your last slide, yes?
that is my last slide. And the
Okay.
only other thing I wanted to mention was that additional report. I received a link during my call with our region advisor for the program quality directors. And there is another way to look at the status of the divisions, the areas, and the clubs. And I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the chat. And for the division directors and area directors on the call today, I highly recommend looking at this. And give me a quick second and I will post it. I'm looking for it right now. Okay. There we go.
All right. I have a correction. Apparently, Kishore is not the president of City Speech and Narendra is the president, but I thought he was president and I have been corrected. Kishore is a VPM. Maybe he was president last year. Time flies when you're not paying attention. All right. And that is what is my next slide. Okay. So before we move on to the DLC team's reports, I'm going to take a moment here to thank distinguished Toastmaster Dennis Dawson, our club growth director. As a friend and mentor to me who kicked me in the pants to get me where I am right now, I am deeply thankful for his support and encouragement throughout the years. Dennis stepped back from his role as club growth director more or less about a month and a half ago, and is currently focusing on his new job and mentoring the next wave of public speakers at the high school level. So if there are any rumors floating around as to why he resigned, unless you heard them from me or Dennis, odds on they're exactly that, rumors. Please stop spreading them. Accordingly, I am appointing Deborah Weiner, the club extension chair, as acting club growth director for the remaining 2 months of the year. I cannot make her official CGD without a quorum vote of the deck, so acting as is, or interim, however you want to call it. And this is not an endorsement in the election since I'm not allowed to do those. Simply that the club extension chair is the second in command, just like Hans Thoma is second command of the PRM team. Deborah, do you have anything to report this time?
I do. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. I'm looking at the club leads list, and Jeffrey and I had talked about working together to make sure that we go through these 81 or possibly 82 with Bart leads so that we can talk to all of them and connect before the D57 database closes down. So I have just started so far, and I've called 10 people on the list. And there is one very, very interested person, Mohammed Aldray. And I did send him a new club packet, and including the new information that was just put out, I think, was it yesterday with TLI. And then I sent a new club packet to Bart, who I had interviewed with Greg Scott, and they just need more information about Toastmasters. So I think so far, just out of 10 people, there could be two very important leads. So, and then the next step is putting on a demo meeting. So we'll be talking about that and who's part of the team and who's going to do it and when we're going to do it. So that's my list so far. Back to you, Jeffrey or Jeff.
Thank you very much. And the goal here is that we have to clean out our club lead database by the end of the year because that's 57's list, and when we're 205, that goes away. So that's why we're doing that. All right. And that being said, let's go ahead and move on to Michael Oser for the 206 update report.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Here we go on 206. Next slide, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Transition Committee.
As part of the District Transition Committee, we've looked at awards, incentives, recognition, events, and training for all 3 districts that are becoming part of 206, which is divisions B, E, and C8 and 57, all of 39, and division F and 33. That's too much detail. Nonetheless, Sally Philbin has done a great job getting people from all 3 districts together. She has a really long report. She's not here. I don't see her, but she's done a great job, and we're just fine tuning it for the final report. What this is, and you'll hear this also from Ed Cullen, We are creating a document that'll be recommendations to the incoming trio of awards, incentives, recognition, events, and training for the coming year so they can jumpstart. Because starting a new district is overwhelming, and having this may help them as they go along. And the next slide will be part 2. Next slide, Jeffrey. There's also a public relations group, and Lisa Thompson and Hans are really working hard on this. They now have reps from all the districts. They're looking at the domain names, what the website should look like for 206, what the leadership email should be, social media recommendations. The list goes on forever. The good news is we got from Toastmasters is everything can get paid for through District 39. Lucky them. To get this jumpstart again, one district that merged and started anew in the northern part of the United States, it took them 6 months before their website was up and running. We're going to get this running right away. So Lisa, Hans, Geraldo, I can't say it right, and the team are doing a great job there. And if I missed anybody on the PR team, apologies. But and again, they're finalized. They should be finalized by end of next week. And I really appreciate the hard work they're doing. And again, this is all to help the new district next year. Our next slide, please.
Oops, wrong way.
There we go. Now, as a reminder, and you'll also hear this from Ed, club presidents and VPEs, here's the links to register for the 205 business meeting, April 23rd, 7 to 9. You also hear this from Ed. And the one that I'm pushing, District 206, there's the Eventbrite login for May 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. As a reminder, if you're a club president or VPE in Division B, E, or C8, this is your meeting where you get to vote, presidents and VPEs. And I'll explain about the DEC members on a later slide. So there's a link.
Oops, hold on, sorry. Let me fix that. There we go. Put that back out here. I know I lost the slides.
Okay. I see it. Great. Next slide.
Cripes.
Okay, Brian.
No, okay, good. Okay, cool.
Brian is here as the district leadership committee chair. Brian, yes, we will post the registration links in the chat as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay. Hey, Brian, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay, Brian. Brian will present the district leadership committee update for District 206. Brian, there you go. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm Brian here.
Next slide, Jeff.
Okay.
Good morning, District 57. This is the list of the nominated candidates for District 206. As you can see, we have one nominee for District Director, one for Program Quality Director, 2 for Club Growth Director, and we have 4 of the 7 Division Director positions with a nominee. In addition to that, we have 1 floor candidate for Division C that I will not name. That is our slate of candidates for District 206, Mr. District Director.
Oh, and Brian, if I may.
Yes.
There are two divisions that left over, right, that need nominees.
That is correct. Division B and Division D currently do not have any candidates.
And if you're interested in running from the floor, you must notify Brian a week before May 5th, whatever date that is. I didn't look it up. That Friday.
Yes, so there's still opportunity for anybody that's interested in running for Division B and C as a floor candidate. Thank you, Michael.
Just as a clarification, the letters here are different from the ones that we have for us. So when you say you're looking for candidates from a certain division, which one is that relevant for us?
Ooh, it's hard. It doesn't match because Lisa's going to present the next slides on the alignment.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff. I didn't put any kind of translation of current to what's going to be.
That's okay. Okay. So are we next slide?
Oh, wait, Brian, who from 57 was on your committee?
Oh, I had two people from 57. I didn't know you were going to ask me that question.
Oh, I know it's a hard question. I want to give credit where credit is due.
I can come back to that. Let me
Okay, we'll come
find
back.
it.
We'll look it up. But
Carrie Keegan needs credit.
yeah, and I think Carrie's on the call today. So thank you, Carrie, for working hard on that. And Brian will figure out the other person.
Yep.
All right. Next slide,
Okay.
please. Lisa, are you connected or not? Our Lisa's up in Point Reyes area, and she's at, if her internet's working, she'll come back on. I'm well prepped for her stuff. Next slide,
Okay.
please. She wants us to say that 206 has to blend 3 districts, and it's a quite a task. And she had representatives from all 3 districts. District 57 has 30 clubs moving, 39 has all 99, and 33 has 28 clubs from their 1 division to merge into 206. And as you heard from us, in District 57, it's divisions B, E, and area C8, Division F from 33, which is the Central Valley, and all 5 divisions from District 39. And I only aware of one other district that's merging 3 like this, and this has been a challenge, but there it is. Go ahead, next slide, please. Toastmasters has a protocol and a policy for everything. We followed that policy, and for the structure, our goal was 25 clubs per division. So we looked at the proximity of clubs. We had representatives from every division in all 3 districts that are moving into 206. And we wanted to have the balance, like you always do with alignment, a balance of clubs, ability to serve their clubs from the area director perspective. And you don't want one division or area that has only strong clubs and someone else that only has clubs that are barely making it. So we tried to match all that and also do geographic coherence. And then looking at the long-term viability of the district structure, we tried to keep the divisions as best we could at similar sizes. But just like everywhere, some areas are more rural, some are more urban, and it can change. So, and rest assured that this committee met for months and months and months and really did a great job. And oh, Brian wanted to tell us that Carrie Keegan and Monica Sullivan for District 57 were on the DLC. Okay, next slide. This is the background information. Next slide. Okay. And for area and division directors, nothing changes for clubs. The clubs still meet. The clubs don't have to change anything. A club's a club. Sometimes your area changes and your division changes. So to make sure that it was equal around all, we renamed the divisions A through G, and then we renumbered them. Instead of having random numbers, Division A will have areas that are listed from in the 11 series, 11 through 19, B 21 through 29, and so on. And therefore, if you know an area number, you'll also know what division they're in. And then the District 57 clubs in B, C, and E, sorry, from District 57 and 39, they're in divisions B, C, and E, the new division. So it's not a clear changeover, but you'll see on the next slides what we did. Next slide, please. There we go. So if you're looking at, this is the new B21, you'll see that it includes District 57, B22, E19, E34, 36, and 36. Those clubs are moving to B21, the Danville clubs and Tri Valley. And then you'll also see here that the Pleasanton, SAS Masters, Virtual Toastmasters, Speakeasy, they're moving to B22. And the next one, and we can, all this should be on the, I think there was a link sent out this week, but if not, we'll resend it. Similarly, you'll see that these are all D39 clubs becoming part of B25. Next, you don't care about 39 as much. 39, here. So the District 57, you'll see C8 and B21 are all merging into the new Division C. And you'll see here the clubs that are moving there. So you include, okay,
Okay, ready?
those 3 other slides. I'm not
There
going
you
to go through all of them, but Jeff, can we post?
Yes.
I assume we can post all this because it's a lot to go on.
I cannot, but the webmasters can, and I don't know whether I know Derek or Jolana's been showing up later, and I know Derek is supposed to show up today as well,
Yeah,
supposedly.
I'll have Lisa make contact with them and make sure we can do
Okay.
that. Great.
All right. So these are the rest of the. Just keep
There's
going.
a lot. I don't want to go through everything because it's
Okay.
overwhelming.
here's
I
got
want
it.
to. This will have. Keep going.
Okay. This is 39 and 157. See that?
156. Yeah. Stagecoach is an online club, so we decided that it could be moved. They didn't care, and they didn't matter where they were put. So they're being put in with the Reno clubs. Now, for area division directors that cover the clubs in Division B, E, and C8, the main part is they're part of 206. Let them know about the business meeting, and I don't know if we posted the registration links, but we will as soon as we figure out how to do that here. And again, May 5th, 7 to 9 p.m. via Zoom. And think of this as something new. And this will all have to be approved at the business meeting, but we're expanding the circle. The goal of all this is not to make it hard, but to make the districts more successful. Toastmasters has found that districts with more than 120 clubs are much more successful than districts with less than 100. That they have more resources, they have the funds to make things happen and training, and it's better all around. So that the district 205 and 206 will have more than 150 clubs each and set the ground for success. Next slide, please. Okay. All district council meetings that members, that's presidents and VPEs and the DEC members, have received an Eventbrite invitation. If you haven't, we'll put those links in here. Your vote matters. Now, the next slide will explain about the DEC members. It's a little confusing. So each club carries 2 votes cast by the president and the VPE, or one or the other. If you're assigned to if you're an officer in multiple clubs that are going to go to 2 districts, you can vote in both districts. For instance, if you're a president in Division B and a president in Division A in 57, you're allowed to vote in both districts if you choose, but you have to go to both meetings. And that's great. I think that really keeps the clubs franchised. However, the next slide.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah. So now, if you're a DEC member, it's different. You can vote in either meeting. You can go. Yeah. You can go to any meeting. It's open to everybody. However, if you're a DEC member, you can only vote in either 205 or 206. You can't vote in both. You have to choose. Now you say, why is that? Decisions get made, and this is the best way they could find to handle this. This is a 1-year only situation. So if you're a DEC member, if you vote in 205, you can't vote as a DEC member in 206. If you're a club president or VP, you can do that. So this gets a little confusing. Jeff, does this explain it or not?
It does. So essentially, this more or less impacts the division directors and area directors in this meeting, I would advise that you go to the meeting that corresponds to your division or area, and I think only Ray is the one that has to really choose between which one he wants to go to, and just vote. Yeah.
I want to be clear though. Just because you're a DEC member in Division B doesn't mean you can't decide to vote in 205 if you have somebody running. So, so everybody gets to choose.
Okay, I understand. I understand that's the thing, but if we have to make a choice, shouldn't we vote for in the area that we belong to?
I'm not going to say because officially we don't care.
Okay, all right.
As long as, and the good news is, if you vote in the 205 election, we'll know, so we won't let you vote in the 206. But if you vote in 205, you won't be able to vote.
We have a question in the chat. As
I
the
have two
president of a
questions.
club and area director in D205, do they hold 2 votes in 205?
As a president of a club and area director in 205, you
In
could have three.
205, do they have 2 votes?
You could actually have 3 votes.
Yeah.
If you take the president and VPE, Renee, you could actually have 3 votes.
So proxies work this year then?
Thank
No.
No, no proxies.
So then she doesn't have 3 votes if the
Oh,
if the
she had
VP
3
doesn't
votes.
show up.
Oh, while there's no proxies, Toastmasters says if you're the president, you can take the vote of VPE without a proxy. And if you're
Okay, so that's
VPE,
not a
you
that's
can take the
not a proxy.
president
Got
vote
it.
without a proxy.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Lisa Fairchild, you are the next question. Lisa, are you there? You look, you're frozen.
Are you frozen, Lisa?
Looks like it. Okay, come back to. Okay, and now she's gone. Nathara,
Hi, if my area is going to 206, can I still vote in 205?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
The answer is yes, as we just found out. Greg,
Yeah, to make it clear, I think you need to coordinate, if you're a club president or vice president of education, coordinate to see which one is going to be there, so there's a good understanding who's carrying 2 votes, or if both are going to attend, that's their right to have 1 vote each. And then if you're an area director or division director, you get the other vote. So it's, I think it needs to be coordinated with your other partner in crime as far as a vice president of education or president, just a courtesy there.
and thank you very much. And just remember, we need at least, was it 45%
One
of
third. 1/3 of the clubs.
1/3? Okay. We need 1/3 of the club's votes to be present for quorum. And just take up that for a second. Please show up to support our candidates. All right. And then anything else? Any other questions before we move on?
And then after, Ed will present 205 after the break, and then we both can be
Yes.
around to answer. I'll stick around and we can answer questions after
I
that.
have one more
Okay, and then
question.
yes,
Renee?
there we go. Hey, Lisa, welcome back.
Sorry. So the question is,
Oh,
you
that's
were
Renee.
just
Okay.
saying, the quorum is 1/3 of the club votes. So does that area director, I don't contribute to the quorum, only club officer?
Correct, Renee. It's always that way. It's clubs.
All
You're
right.
considered the DEC members are considered quote unquote at large members, but they don't count as the quorum.
We're super
Fascinating.
delegates.
Thank you.
Exactly right, Jeffrey. So
Okay.
again, please, everybody, the links are posted. Please sign up to your respective president. Get your people to sign up for the respective presidents, VPEs for the respective districts, and DEC members. Please also register so that the credentials committee can count you as part of the quorum. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'll stick around for more questions.
Okay, and there's your links. Can somebody, we'll post it in the chat during the break. There's your question comments people as well, so we can post that as well, and I'll do that in the chat, but I can't do that while I'm sharing. And before people go on break, Daniel, I see you're here now. Can you please turn on your screen if you would? Let's see.
Hello.
All right, ping you for a second here. So you missed the candidate shout out in the beginning, and all I'm asking you to do here is to announce your name, what district you're from, what district you're running in, what position you're running in, and plot twist, 2 words to describe yourself that do not include anything Toastmasters related or the word sorry.
I feel like I've had way too many interventions on not apologizing at this point. But hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Waz. I'm from District 57, and I am running for the position of Club Growth Director of District 205. And words that were used to describe me, in a sense, is most annoying. And there's a reason behind that, because I'm the best type of annoying.
Jeffrey,
I
you can't
will.
explain. Jeffrey, don't let him explain. That's
Okay,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
fair. Okay, that's all. Those are 2 words. Thank you very much, Daniel. And in that case, we are at actually more or less on time. So for candidates, we'll see you at the candidate showcase. And Michael and Greg, when are the candidate showcases again?
Ed's
For-
running the 205 one.
For 205, it's the 15th of April, which is
Tax
right
day.
around the corner.
Remember, we're recording the showcases to be posted a week before the elections, and for 206, it's the 22nd. But it's only for that. The showcases we're recording is only for the candidates, and then we'll post them a week before the elections.
And
So we're doing something different this year.
Yes,
we had to.
We had to. For 205, for 205, 1 week before is the 16th. So in other words, the day after they're happening.
Okay, so is the plan that all the candidates are doing a recording instead of the live version, and then we're posting it somewhere?
Yes, Jeffrey, we're going to record them and then post them exactly a week before the elections.
Okay, so we need to let people know to look for, I guess, on the website then. Yes? Or are you making your own website?
Once we post it, yes, we'll have to let people know.
Okay, I'll keep an ear for that.
And
all right.
And you could find the 205 on either, one hopes, D57 or D4. Those two webmasters work very well together. So even though it's only a day, it will happen when it's supposed to happen, and you'll hear that. And thanks for Michael took a lot of my material, and you took some more. You'll hear that again.
Okay, fair. And just make sure a couple of days before, or rather, I guess several days before it is, send me a blurb saying, here's the link to the website for the videos, and I'll make sure it goes in the newsletter. But I have one that didn't get mentioned during Maureen's part about the conference, which is we're going to be extending the early bird pricing to at least a week after we get the schedule up and running. We recognize it probably wasn't terribly fair of us to close down the early bird pricing on the 14th when there's no schedule up yet. And one thing I've been asked is, why is it more expensive than the last year? And that is because the breakfast and lunch are included as part of the ticket price. So that is there for that. And the other question we had was, what about the contest? The contest is in the afternoon. The contest is free for people who are going to just the contest. If you are coming up in the morning for the conference, then that's what the ticket price is for. But if someone doesn't want to come to the conference and just wants to be in the audience at the contest, show up at around, say, 2:30 in the afternoon. And you can have the day in lovely Roanoke Park in Sonoma and Santa Rosa until the contest happens. Please bear in mind that we have a tight schedule on that day. We have to be done with the room by 5 p.m. So contestants, please arrive half an hour early if you can, and we'll give you the chance to test your microphones and visuals and walk the stage in the session before the contest starts. So we're going to try to start around somewhere between 2:30 and 3. Try to be there around 2 for the contestants. Got it? Okay. That being said, yep, Riz nodding, so I think I did this right. Ed, all you, sir.
Thank you very much. Very quickly, why are we doing this? I think it bears repeating. We are trying to get districts that are between 120 and 180 clubs. When I was a area governor, we ended the year at 150. We chartered a club on the last day. That club was City Speech. You'll find it with a star. The next year, we ended the year at 160 clubs. Good size. It's easy to get leadership. You have a depth of people who want to be area directors. You have an easier budget. People at the club level just do what they do at the club level, but the support is better there. My friend Jen Humphrey chartered 9 clubs in the last 5 or 6 weeks of the year. So just because our our goal here is 107, and it now looks daunting. The year's not over, and we can charter clubs as 57 and then move on. What are we doing, and where are we doing it? Well, we're doing a couple of things at the business meeting that you always do at the business meeting this time of year. We're doing an election, and we're approving the realignment. And I'm going to show you a number of things. But if you move to the next slide, I will introduce Greg Scott to tell us, how did these people appear, and how big was his team, and how great is this? Pretty great. Greg Scott.
Well, thank you, Ed, and fellow Toastmasters, the future of District 205. Welcome, everybody. The nomination committee formed, and I felt that there was a great team we selected from. We went with 7 members of the team, and because at that time there was 4 districts or divisions in District 4 and 3 and 57, what was left. So I want to just recognize these folks from District 4, past District Director Mike Fidel, past District Director Tony De Leon, past Division Director Janice Hum, and past Division Director David Chan. From District 57, past District Governor Ashley Harkness, past Division Director Lindsay St. Clair, and past Division Director Donica Hopkins. They all played a hard role. They took on different things, and we found the challenge was finding people to become officers. We had quite an outreach of all of us trying to talk to folks, and we found a lot of people feel that they either don't have the time or they want to be in speech contests. So there was a lot of, these are some of the top reasons why people were not moving forward. To introduce the slate of nominated nominees, and I'll do it in alphabetical order by last name. For District Director, as you see in front there, will be Maureen Fuller and Denise Singh. For the Program Quality Director, Denise Hammer, who is the current District 4 Director, but has not
Nadine.
Did somebody have something to say?
You said Denise, not Nate. Her name is Nadine.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said you said Denise Hammer, but it's Nadine Hammer.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nadine Hammer,
Yeah.
who has not held that position before, Program Quality Director. For the position of Club Growth Director in alphabetical order by last name, Daniel Wass, I'm sorry, Roger Martinez, Daniel Wass, and Deborah Winger. For division directors, the following people are: for Division A will be Liz Spicer. Division B, Eva Del Rosario. Division C, Elson Ma. Division D, Christina Olegger. Division E has no candidate at this time. And Division F, David Cantor. That is your nominated slate of officers that have been posted with the region advisor and available. That concludes my report. Back to you, Ed.
Thank you very much, Greg. And what a sterling group of people you got to work with to create this leadership committee. Next slide. The other thing we do at the business meeting is we talk about realignment. And thank you, Greg, for putting the new division letter for the candidates. We'll look at where those divisions are. Next slide. You think, gosh, this 205 is awfully big now. 4 plus the western part of 57, going all the way to the Oregon border. But look for a moment at 206, which you heard about earlier today, and 207, which goes from the Pacific through the Rockies to the plains. So many districts have become geographically large, much larger than 205. We're ready to go. And give the next slide. Thank you. As you can see, divisions A, B, and C come to us from District 4. And they've shuffled the cards and dealt them a bit. 25 clubs in A, 25 clubs in B, 24 clubs in C. The areas are designed for the easiest visit. The D, E, and F come from District 57, and we'll concentrate on those because people are interested in where is my club going to be. 26, 21, and 20. So again, good sized divisions, 6 of them. As Greg said, we started out with 4 divisions from District 4 and the 3 divisions, more or less, from District 57, and we moved them into 6. So we've got, they're right-sized, and roll to the next slide, please. This is the new Division D. And as you can see, it consists of clubs from our current Division A. I don't think there's nothing that is not a Division A club, although through the years we have smushed our divisions back. So 26 clubs, just like Michael said, a good balance of fabulous clubs and some clubs that need a helping hand. Roll to the next slide. This is Division E, which comes from the former Division D and some of the former Division E. This information has already gone out to you, but it's easier, I think, to see it on a map. Roll to the next slide, please. This is Division F, which is formerly Division C, except for C8. 20 clubs, so it's a little smaller than some of the other divisions, but what amazing growth potential we have here. Look at that map. There are no clubs in Mill Valley. What's wrong with us? There are that it rolls all the way up to Patrick's Creek, for heaven's sake. What's wrong with us? We've got plenty of opportunities to build clubs in Division C. So what will we do at the business meeting, which is happening shortly? We will ratify the enormous work done on this, and we will vote for the candidates that Greg talked about. I will also hand the new trio a fat book of recommendations. What do we think are the best practices? That's not something I had when I was first on the trio, but it's a great thing, and those people can accept it, reject it, or modify it. Just like Michael said, we have a numbering convention, so you should be able to tell where a club is just by looking at the area. The A's are in the 10s, the B's are in the 20s, etc. So it will be easy to tell where a club is. And the overall, I think this may be my last slide, but
We have a question.
Oh, great.
What does the color coding mean
Well,
for the pins?
The pins and the boxes should be the same color. Unfortunately, with when we were doing the pins, so you've got the same club color here, more or less. The actually areas shaded differently. It's a way of saying here are the to match the colors on the big map. So it's a way of if you go back to slide 48, you can see
this one.
No, the map, the big map.
Okay,
one
got
more.
it.
There you go. One more. So that orangey color that it's F appears yellow, kind of disappears on the big map. But you can see where the green, that's D with some of the E clubs, are in Oakland and going north. And the blue is what used to be Division A. So it's a way of placing the club without on the big picture.
Okay.
Is there another question?
No, that was the only question I've got, but I think the answer is that the shades are for the specific areas within the
Yes,
division.
that's true.
Okay.
And the Eventbrite link to the business meeting is on the calendar. The Eventbrite link was sent to every president and VPE earlier, and you can find it in other places as well. For example, the newsletter that just came out was that yesterday. So there are plenty of places to find the link. Find it, register, give us a quorum, and thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Ed. And the link to the business meeting, I'm about to repaste it. It was also in the chat. And here we go again. Here we go. All right. That being said, that are the big reports that we have been promising you for this capsule month. Thank you so much, teams. And let's move on to Kate Mills for the post-mortem on the area and division contests.
There is no post-mortem, Jeffrey.
Okay.
That term sends me over the edge. But anyway.
Sorry.
So no worries. Guess what? I see a lot of contest heroes on this call. Am I right? Hans, Kurt, and Kurt. We see Daria. We see Ray. Let's see. Nitin, Renee, Lisa, Winnie. Oh my goodness. All these contest chairs, area directors, and people chief judges, Hans, everybody coming together to make these contests happen. So what makes a good contest? Could you put the next slide, please? Thank you. Well, a good contest is an organized contest when the chair gets everybody prepared, assigns roles, and gets everyone prepared for the event. It also, without a good group of contestants, we don't even have a contest. So these folks have been working hard to give the best version of their speech and themselves. And then they're interviewed. And all of this is on display, and they all did a great job. What else makes a good contest? Well, it's fair and compliant. We checked the boxes for all the rule book requirements. We made sure all the roles were filled and it was done correctly. And then finally, the best contests are a gathering of community where everybody shares their resources, passes on lessons learned, and helps and volunteers for roles. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we've had a couple weeks off since our last area contest, and hopefully everybody got a little rest while they were doing dues renewals and club officer training and maybe getting ready for elections for your clubs. So let's make sure we've done this. If you took on a contest role, a fairly large role perhaps, or some of the smaller roles too, but if you were a contest toastmaster, if you were a contest chair, if you were a chief judge, go to your OTMA form and get yourself some points. If you took on a project like you were a contestant, or maybe you were a contest chair, this is a great way to get your pathways projects complete. So go through, finish that speech at your club about your experience, and get those things approved, mark them complete, and get that level approved. If were a chief judge or have some role that caused you to gather forms at the contest or other types of things, make sure you've shredded all that. We don't want that hanging around anywhere. It should have already been shredded right after the contest, but just in case, do a double check that you didn't bring something home and forget to shred it. Take this time also for some lessons learned. Now, this is something we are usually, I got to get to, you're busy with the contest and then some mopping up and you're sending your winners reports. And guess what? You forget to reflect on, what did I get out of this experience? Or what did my club or my area get out of this experience? Gather the contact information for the people that impressed you. Maybe it was an organized contest chair. Maybe it was a great speaker. Whatever you found in the way of contacts, keep those connections open. And we'll go on to the next slide, please. Okay, a good contest chair. If you found one, you went to a contest and wow, that person really knows what they're doing. This is a good coach for you. Maybe your club decided not to have a contest, but you know what? Take this as a challenge. Well, we can have a contest, and not only that, but with 100 clubs and 23 areas with successful contests and 5 divisions, there were a lot of great potential coaches for your contest next year. Also, contestants and contest toastmasters make great open house speakers and guest speakers. So note them down. If you heard a good speaker, yeah, that's somebody I could bring on during my club year to help us out. Make a commitment for your contest next year. We are going to have a club contest, and we're not going to, if it's just a spring contest, we're not going to start in the middle of January. No, we are going to start back in December. Our contestants are going to start back in September, planning and honing their speeches and getting that speech delivered all over so that they're very well prepared. I find some really good clubs choose this opportunity to round up some contestants in the area or even further, but round up some good contestants and hold a panel discussion or a workshop on how do you prepare a good speech and how do you write it? How do you get it practiced in front of different groups of people? And then chairs and judges, how to hold a fabulous stress-free event. Can you imagine if it was a stress-free? I saw some pretty stressed out contest chairs and I saw some pretty relaxed chairs, but regardless, it's all possible. And this is a great way to get it. Maybe you need that level for a panel discussion. This might be an avenue for you, but I think all clubs definitely benefit from holding a contest as well as having good, strong speakers. So start early and use this as a fun way. Anyway, that's it. I want to thank everybody. So far, so good. We're going to be contacting you. If you really want to be on the District 57, we have a few people. We could use some more on the District 57 contest team, which of course the contest will be at the conference on the 16th of May, but we're planning now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kate. And so, I don't know if people are here who are in District 4, but do they hold winter contests? Do you know?
I reached out to the conference chair and they're going to get back to me with what their plans are. I know
Okay.
some do, like 101 does, some of them do, so I'm reaching out to contest chairs to see. And I would prefer, has always been my preference, is to have a fall
Yeah.
event contest, because we're better prepared in the spring and it's fun. You can have tall tales and humorous speeches and other types of contests, which I think is good for all Toastmasters.
Yeah. A number of years back before the pandemic, we used to have a winter set of contests with humorous and table topics. And we just stopped doing that during the pandemic. So if the other district for 205 and 206 have those, be on the lookout for those for next year. So think about that coming in. Right.
All right. Thank you.
Let me stop and share for a second so I can reload the slide deck here. There we go. Then reload. Oops. I know they just updated the slides. Okay. And then bring this back up. That. Like that. One moment. And then resume. Okay, here we go. All right, who is speaking for PRM today?
I am.
All right, please welcome Lisa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Jeff. So it looks like we're starting with radio. Next slide, please.
And go.
No.
Actually, that's
District
good.
realignment.
You can start there.
Okay. Do you want to start there, Hans, please?
Okay, yeah, sure. Just an update on what we've been doing with the realignment. You've heard a lot of information today about the realignment, and our PR team has been helping those committees promote that upcoming transition. For example, a podcast was created to explain how the election and voting procedures work, and that link is there. Also, the most recent newsletter that was released a day or two ago discuss how that is going, and it helps members decide which business meeting to attend. Now, what we're going to do in the future is that anyone who's actually eligible to vote, which includes the district council and the DEC members, will receive separate emails targeted directly to them to make sure that they register and understand how to vote. Next slide.
So the radio has been amazing, and we are 2/3 of the way done and have not quite decided on whether we're going to go for a 4th month, but that may happen. At this point, Derek has stepped up and been truly helpful with making sure that all of the interviews are posted on the website and are seen. And we have a clip from Derek about his experience with the radio. So if we can share that, that would be particularly helpful.
Actually,
do I have the ability to share that?
Well, I'll do that later. But if you hold on, can you go back to Lisa, there's 2 more slides about that topic, and I think it'll help explain it before we show the video.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Well, okay, you could do it too as well, but just to further what Lisa is talking about, we had all these interviews, right? And members from our district were brought into the studio and they were interviewed by that radio station, and we recorded them, put them on YouTube. But then we had the idea, why not make them even more visible by converting them into short format? And an example is shown here on the right side. A vertical format short video is much easier to share on social media. So Derek used AI to analyze the videos and create subtopics like this. In this video, he happened to discuss table topics and the skills that he developed by partaking in that. So we thought that that was important to create its own video. So that's an example of something that Derek innovated in this program. Next slide. And then to capitalize on the radio campaign, a landing page was created, tmradio.info, and that's so that listeners could contact us if they're interested in visiting a club. So with that, I would like to share a video from Derek that explains, kind of our progress and the, what happened with that landing page.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
All you, sir.
All right. Where is it?
Yeah, in the meantime, Hans, I see a couple of people who really need to be thanked, including Praveen and Nitin, for the work that they've done for us in being part of these interviews.
I'm staring at the computer screen, puzzled by what I am seeing. Rows and rows of ones and zeros. No, this isn't a bunch of computer code or a scene from the Matrix. It is a chart showing the number of views we get each day for our landing page. Which landing page? The tmradio.info landing page. In February, District 57 decided to spend a lot of money on radio ads. We found Radio Zindagi, and they were willing to share our commercial for tmradio.info. They would share it 6 times a day. But after a few weeks, I checked our view count and saw ones and zeros for every single day. The plan clearly wasn't working. What else could we do? In addition to 6 radio commercials a day, we selected talented Toastmasters from District 37 to conduct a live video interview once a week. They say that video defeated the radio star. Those interviews got added to our YouTube channel. They were given great thumbnails, interesting titles, descriptions, and they were filled with relevant tags to make sure that everyone could find them. These videos got shared all around in MailChimp, Facebook, LinkedIn. Several video shorts were made to broaden its reach even further in YouTube land. Once again, I checked the TM Radio view count, ones and zeros for each day. Clearly, it's a numbers game. We just lack the number of YouTube views. Thus, with Jeff's blessing, we spent a good amount of money promoting select video interviews. The view count jumped up from 10 total views to over 9,000 views. The best part, those ones and zeros were replaced with 60s and 90s for each day. Our landing page was finally getting the attention it deserved. But I realized something. You don't need to work hard on videos. You just need to have money to drive up the video count. Having eyeballs all over the TM Radio landing page is nice. But do you know what would be even better? Form submissions. The whole point of the page is to let interested parties enter their info and find the next great Toastmaster club. Despite all the radio and video, we only got one lead. Just one. This made no sense. The TM Radio landing page finally had lots of visitors. Why were there no results? I turned to Google Gemini, which is a really cool AI bot. The machine told me my page had 3 major flaws. Flaw number 1, too many questions. We had 4 questions. What's your email? What's your name? What are the best times for a Toastmaster meetings? And what is your zip code? More questions means more thinking. More thinking means they're more likely to bail. It's much better to ask just email and name only. Flaw number 2. The inside doesn't match the outside. What do I mean? Our customers will visit us after seeing the video. But once they get to our landing page, there is a loss of familiarity. Got to make sure that the pieces from that advertisement video are also there on the landing page so that people know that they are in the right place. Flaw number 3, missing instant gratification. We all like free things. Why not give them a free PDF as a reward for submitting their info? But what does all this look like? Let me show you the landing page. The first thing you will see if you go to tmradio.info is you will see Santosha's interview. It got the most views on YouTube, so it made sense to also put it onto the landing page because they probably got there because of that video. People would see it and instantly know that they're in the right place. Also, the number of questions got reduced. Just these 2, email and name. And right down at the bottom is a button to download. If they gave their email and name, they would get that PDF, which looks something like this. Lisa Thompson and I worked together to create this PDF, which adds value. Now that it's been out for a week, you would expect a flood of new responses. But unfortunately, we have received 0 new submissions. I've realized something. If this was for a business outside of Toastmasters, I would be fired yesterday. But because it's Toastmasters, failure doesn't exist. You either succeed or you learn. And I hope by the end of all this, I get to learn. And that's my report on the changes to TM Radio. Thank you very much.
And the minor update is that I got one more contact this morning at 7 in the morning, and I've contacted them to reach out to get them placed. And also the other contact we had joined Watergate Toastmasters. So the program worked, we just need time and exposure. And please relay to Derek that he's come a long way as a speaker or presenter.
Thank you,
All right,
Jeff.
back to you, Hans.
He'll be presenting his speech at the conference.
Cool.
Can we have our slides back?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
So distracted by a cool video, and I learned something today because the original landing page was mine, cobbled together in the dead of night, and I'm always glad to hear for improvements.
Yeah, Derek made, I mean, it's amazing the amount of things that he's done in that amount of time. So the next topic, if we could advance the slides, just a quick reminder, we have a few PR incentives that are available for clubs, and they're listed below. You may have heard about them in the past. Newsletters from clubs. You can also create a video about your club, and club photography. Those incentives are still open, and the site is provided there. Next slide, please.
Also, before we move on, the large majority of clubs have not spent their district bucks. Please do so before the end of May if you can. Some clubs have, but there's like over $10,000 awarded, and I think we're only over 1,500 people actually claimed this so far. Yeah. You have money, use it.
Exactly. Thank you, Jeff. And Jolando is here to provide some information about website updates. Let me just give you a quick preview of something that Derek has also helped out with. Every time that we do something in PR, whether it's uploading a video or, sending our latest newsletter, Derek has done a great job of putting a preview of it. In other words, a screen grab that leads you directly to it onto our news archive. And I really recommend you take a look at that archive. I've shown where it is in the tab, in the menu. So please check that out if you can. And now I'd like to welcome Gerlando. I think he's on with us. Is that true?
I see him.
Here I am.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Hans. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Well, let me introduce myself first. For those who don't know me, my name is Gerlando Termini, and I'm the current District 57 webmaster. I would like to give you a little bit of history about our website so that you can understand how the realignment project when it comes to the website is going to work. When we took over from the previous PR team pretty much 2 years ago or so, our goal was to use my web development skills. This is pretty much what I do for a living, to build upon the existing website, preserving all the information that had been accumulated over the years, while at the same time providing a more user-friendly experience for our visitors and an easier way to both find the information, but also to maintain it. So kudos to, of course, Derek for sort of running with that idea and using the platform that we built for the new website to promote the news archive and all the information that Hans was telling us about that you can find on the website. So we built a solid foundation that could be used for different purposes, and also it could be used by people that don't have a lot of technical skills when it comes to maintaining the website. We've worked also on focusing on three different audiences. So basically, aside from building the platform, aside from building the house, we also wanted to understand how to decorate for the people who, quote unquote, would live there, our visitors, and what they were looking for. So we came up with three different audiences: prospective members, existing members, and leadership. And this has worked pretty well for us because based on the Google Analytics reports that I get every month, I see that our traffic has improved. People are kind of happy with the way they can find information on the website. We do get contact requests every now and then regarding some specific topic, and that actually provides a great feedback for us to make that information even more prominent on the website. So now, next slide, please. So with the realignment project, we are using all these lessons that we learned over the past 2 years to basically repeat the same exercise and build two new sites for District 205 and District 206. We are coordinating with other district leadership and webmasters and so on and so forth to understand pretty much how the information that lives already on our website, that we have on our website, can be combined with information on their website. Because believe it or not, people are very territorial when it comes to the information that they have on their own websites. So it's important to understand what makes sense for them because they know their club, so the clubs, so they know exactly what pages are the most visited ones. So why not reuse that information, and why not reuse those pages to keep people up to date with all the things that are related to pathways, for example, but also what's happening in our district. So, for example, I've been working with Ken Colley from the District 4's webmaster, and more recently with Lance McMahon, the Pasture District 39 director. As you can see on this slide, we have an approximate timeline for when things are happening. We are a little behind schedule just because it's been a little tricky to reach out to people from other districts to sort of get the process started. So we did all the things that are listed under February, which was basically buy all the 2x4s to start building the house. And then at that point, let's start going to Home Goods to start buying all the paintings to understand how we can decorate the new house. So this is what we're doing. And of course, as you can understand, there is a lot of opinions on what content should stay, what content should go. So we want to make sure that everyone at the end of the day is happy with this process. But basically, the idea is to be able to reuse or all the technical tools, all the tools that we built for District 57 website, to basically not have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to those things, because like regardless of which district we belong to, we still need a list of clubs for that district. We still need a list of leaders and so on and so forth. So all those tools that have been developed for the District 57 website will be reused on both new websites. We will also reduce the amount of duplicated content by, again, working with all the parties involved to pick which page makes more sense to keep and which page makes more sense to throw away. And last but not least, we will recycle. We will recycle all the other things that we've built over the years for the website. To recap, I would like to tell everyone, please stay tuned while we work on bringing everyone together and everything together into a more unified experience for all our members. This is very much a collaborative effort. So if there's anyone from other districts that is attending this meeting today, please feel free to reach out to me if you have opinions on what content you would like to see on the new District 205 and District 206 website. And I would like to specifically thank Lisa for her perseverance in trying to get in touch with people from other districts. It hasn't been easy, unfortunately, to find the right people to work with, but it looks like her cheerleading skills have worked, and now we have an initial team that is sort of moving forward and working on this timeline that you see on the screen to get the website ready by sometime in May. We're excited, of course, about this opportunity to build something new and, again, reuse all the lessons that we've learned over these past 2 years. And I look forward to working with all of you to improve both of our websites. Thank you, everyone. Back to you.
Thank you so much,
Lisa.
Rolando. And rah sis boomba. I love being your cheerleader. If you could look at the questions in the chat, we would appreciate it.
Okay, I'm looking. Because that is where we are next. We're at the open forum.
There were questions for Rolando.
Okay, question for Rolando. Let's see. What are the review protocols and who performs the review? Is the review process open to members? And this is from Tyree.
Absolutely, yes. If you have anything that you would like to provide in terms of feedback regarding the existing website, this existing District 4 website, and this existing District 57 website, feel free to reach out to me. My email is very simple, webmaster@d57tm.org. So far, though, to answer your other part of the question, it's me and Ken, District 4's webmaster, who are reviewing basically both sites to understand which content should stay, which content should go. The point where we are right now is that their pathways information is much more detailed than what we have on our website. So we are going to bring that over on the new District 205 website. But in terms of information architecture, we are sort of using a mix of the two. So in terms of like the top navigation, just to explain what I mean by site outline or information architecture. So we will have, of course, a section again that answer the question, what are the main audiences that we want to talk to when people come to our website? So it will be mostly prospective members. So the homepage will be, again, to encourage people to find out more about our clubs. But again, this is how the review protocol works right now, is people that are already involved in building those websites that will sort of provide feedback. But yes, you're more than welcome to join this conversation.
Great,
All right.
Rolando. Thank you so much. And I'd like to officially thank my entire team. I couldn't do it without all of you. And we are starting meetings on a weekly basis. We've been meeting bi-weekly for this year, but coming this Friday, we will be meeting weekly until at least the 15th of May in order to be able to spread the news about the meetings for 205 and 206 and for the conference. And there's a lot of work that we still need to do in helping the incoming PRM from 205 and 206, who I have not heard about yet. But once they come on board, we would very much welcome them to our Friday meetings so that they understand what's involved and what we've been doing for the past 2 years in PR for District 57. We hope that most of what we've been doing will continue, and PR in the larger districts will just get better and better. PR is really the foundation for spreading information from the district down to the club level and also back from club level up to the trio level. And without good communication, the district as a whole is not as aware of what happens at each level. So it's really important that we find two good PRMs in order to lead us forward with communications following July 1st. Thank you. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. I have one comment from the chat to read out from Ed, and that is our past region advisor, Jesse Oakley, is fond of saying, it is not July 1st yet. Go out and charter some clubs, help your low-paid clubs come back into the fold. As you leave District 57 and go to 205 and 206, we can leave as a distinguished district. So thank you for that, for Ed. And going to the open forum, we had a question for the audience about post toasties. So we're going to bring on Renee Hawk to talk about that for a moment.
Hi. Yeah, we have reservations at a restaurant that is a 7-minute walk or a 2-minute drive from the Doubletree in Rohnert Park. It's called the Water Hawk. And I will put a link to it so you can see. It's really nice. It's on a lake. I think we'll probably have seating outside. Here's the link to the location. They've got a variety of food. It's a beautiful location and it's close and easy to get to. I guess that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Renee. And as I understand, a reservation is for 22 people right now. So if you know you're going, please RSVP to, do you want the duty for this, Renee, or should we send it to the conference chairs?
I hate to give more work to the contest chairs, but you can email me, I guess. I'll put my email in the chat and you can email me so I can update the reservation.
Yeah, the other thing we can do, Jeff, is to adjust what's on the website so that when they register for their tickets, they can click on the fact that they'd be interested in attending the post toasties.
That would be helpful too. Okay, so can we make that happen I guess when I send the update to Gerlando too.
Gerlando, is that you or is that Derek that we need to put the request into?
You can send it to me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll work on that offline then. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
Thanks.
One other comment I have for today from the friend I mentioned earlier is that if there are any clubs in the San Ramon area that would like a physical site, we had one failed club lead that said they're not ready to start a club yet, but they have a space they want to offer to a Toastmasters Club looking for a new home. And this is in San Ramon. It's at it's Commonwealth in 1267 Acalsa Boulevard in San Ramon. So if you have a club in San Ramon or that the nearby area that wants a new home that can meet physically, drop me a line and I'll connect you up. All right. Do we have any other questions from the audience before I go to my closing statement, and then we can open up the rooms for open up the rooms for the divisions to meet. And Daniel, I have already mentioned, or we already mentioned the new member orientation tonight. That was part of Maureen's presentation. Yes, the flyer was put up there, and the information was put up there as well. Okay. So other questions going once, going twice? Okay, going to the last slide. As there are no more questions, I have one last comment. Now that I know who the candidates for next year's elections are, I can't help but notice that we've got one candidate for division director, and Dave Cantor, if you're on the call, way to go. One for district director, and 3 for club growth director. When I started the year, my big signature statement was lead up, to encourage next year's leaders to step up and be more than just a club member. And I seem to have failed in this regard, and I have to wonder, what didn't I do enough of? I think I know the answer. I provided a not too encouraging view of leadership and what it is. Whenever someone asked me how things were going, the first thing out of my mouth was busy. Some of that was way out of my control, with having to handle being acting district director or being PQD before getting Maureen up to speed. I still owe Maureen some training, by the way. And then handling the weekly newsletter and showing up at contests and doing the Pathways Roadshow, and you get the picture. I suspect that I might have scared a few people off for next year. But the thing I should have answered instead of busy was that despite how frenetic and how harried I've seemed, it's been fun. I got to make stuff happen. I got to make a difference. I have no regrets. Well, almost none. Those of you area directors in the field who told me you were just as busy, like Aki and Louie and Daria, just to name a few, Daria being Division B director, just to mention a few. 2 months ago, many of you told me that you were enjoying getting out and meeting new Toastmasters. That was the meeting we had for touching base with all the area and division directors, by the way, at DECM. And your areas have managed to flourish anyway, and so have you. I will say this again in a couple of months, but it doesn't start to start here. Thank you. Thank you for stepping up and leading up this year. I know I haven't been able to talk to all of you as much as I wanted to. I've reached out to several of you over the past several months, but I'm planning on doing so for the rest of the year. And no matter how busy I seem, I'm still here for you, and so is the rest of the team. And while you're there, when you're doing your club visit reports, remember you got to the end of May. If you see someone you think would make a good area director next year, or if you want to be like Ray or Renee, or that came back from last year for next year, because you feel like you have unfinished business, please let me know in email or via private message so we can encourage next year's leaders today. Because one of my last acts as district director, scary, it's coming up, is to appoint the new area directors or pass them along to next year's district director. So whoever wins the election starts off strong. We've got 2 months left. So let's finish strong and lead up for each other, if not the district. And I will see all of you who are showing up at the conference next month. The breakfast starts at 7, and I will be giving opening comments around muffins, probably around 8:30-ish. All right. I see a comment in the thing, just real quick. Who is that? Okay. Let's see. I think that's just a comment. No, we're at that. And I'm going to open to the breakout rooms. But where did that go? Stop sharing.
Okay.
Other than that, meeting adjourned. For those of you not staying for the breakout rooms, there they are. They're open. Have a good weekend. And those of you who have members in your club that are brand new, please send them to tonight's brand new day, because I am doing the Pathways part, and I want to teach people the right way of doing things. Daniel, do you have anything you want to say about those before the breakout rooms open up? For also giving that opportunity before I did that. You're muted, Daniel.
I am sorry, I hate that new mic. Welcome. We have an awesome slate of Toastmasters who will be speaking at tonight's new member orientation program. We have people talking about pathways, as you know who that might be. We have someone talking about meeting rows, making the most of your membership, as well as a couple of people sharing their success stories. So if you want to see what those presentations are, or if you just want to refresh your knowledge, we'd love to have you in the evening.
All right, sounds good. And for those people who are sticking around for their breakout rooms, I'll be stopping in and joining you shortly to say hello and stuff. And I'll stop the recording.